How's it going, everybody? My name is Torisaurus, and welcome to the next installation of my vlog. I think this is number 4. I don't really have too much to report on this week. Not a lot happened. Lots of schoolwork. And, well, I say that, but I had a really difficult time being motivated this week to really do anything. Um, Not that I did nothing, but I wasn't as productive as I probably should have been. I did spend a lot of my day Tuesday in the library, so long in fact that I missed dinner in my building. So afterwards I had to get dinner in town and I went to the Chinese restaurant I was previously boycotting because it was one of the few places that was still open. So I kind of had to. But the guy that was rude to me on the phone that I mentioned in the first vlog wasn't there, or if he was, he wasn't at the counter. It was a girl that was like my age and actually goes to university here, and she was very sweet. She took my order and then I sat down just to wait and kind of stare brainlessly at the TV. And she initiated talking to me and was very friendly. Um, Somebody in the back made some kind of fried sweet potato ball with sesame seed on the outside. Um, just playing around in the kitchen, and she let me try one and it was really good, and I thought that was really nice. So maybe it was just a bad experience, but it was a really bad experience for a first one. Okay, fine, 2 rice. 3 rice? No! 2 rice! It was the worst experience I've ever had ordering anything. I'll probably go back again, but I don't have to like it. I mean, I'll like the food, but I don't have to like going. So I've mentioned before I'm in a Scottish music class, and the structure here is there are lectures and there are tutorials, and essentially in the lecture you get a lot of information in a big classroom setting, and in tutorial you're broken into smaller groups and you get to have more face-to-face interaction. In the first week of tutorial we got a penny whistle, which I believe I showed in the last vlog, if not the one before, and we were assigned to learn a tune to be able to play it for the class. I looked up a piece of music I knew I was familiar with and fingered through the music in my room, but I didn't want to be obnoxious to my neighbors, so I didn't actually play it. But I did that on Friday. So I forgot about it over the weekend and then saw I had it written in my planner. I was like, okay, yeah, I've time, this is fine. I wasn't worried about it because it has the same fingerings as my saxophone that I used to play in high school, so I knew it would be okay. But I forgot to pack it on the way to class on Wednesday. So it's 1.1 miles from my building all the way to where my class is. I had to leave my building to go to class, which is 1.1 miles. I realized I forgot my whistle had to come all the way back. That's 2.2 miles. And then after I grabbed my whistle, played through it a couple times in my room, I left and went back to where tutorial was, which is 3.3 miles, and then by the time class is done, had to come back, and that was 4.4. But I left to go to the library after that, so I don't even know how many miles I walked in total that day, but it was a lot, and I was in a hurry the whole time, so my calves killed me for the next couple days. It was not a fun time. Luckily, the actual performance went okay in tutorial. I get mild performance anxiety in situations like that because I was playing by myself, and I had only played the song, practice it, for like total maybe 2 hours, but that's really optimistic. So it was something, and it was mostly a lot of stupidity on my part. So do your homework, kids. Just do it.
Just do it!
Later that night on Wednesday, I did something I've never done before and I never thought I would ever do, and that's I went speed dating, which is weird. It's a weird experience. It wasn't bad, and it wasn't as bad as most rom-coms make it look. That was a plus side. It was nice to be able to be in a situation where everyone is awkward and being forced to talk to other people, so it's not quite as high anxiety. And it was nice to be able to meet some people that I hadn't seen before around campus. There were a lot of graduate students, which I wasn't expecting, and I thought that was kind of odd because I know that pretty much all students were invited, but the proportion of undergraduate to graduates that were there, in my round at least, were a little off balance, and I thought it was odd. As far as the actual rounds went, it went okay. I could feel my face was incredibly hot and flushed the entire time just because of nerves and anxiety of having to talk to people under the premise of looking for a Valentine's Day date. That's not why I was there. I was there to optimistically and best scenario, maybe make some friends. Worst case scenario, end up meeting some creeps. It was not completely horrible, and I did get to talk to some nice guys. A couple guys particularly stood out because they didn't seem to be as nervous as everyone else, myself included, and they were very nice. I don't want to give too many details. In the event that they were to somehow find this vlog and then be able to point at me and say, hey, what are you doing talking about me on the internet? So that would be a bad idea. The way they had it set up, the females sat at a table with a little number placard and didn't move, and the guys rotated and they had a number on their name tag, and everyone had a card with their name on it. So what you would do is, if you were interested in the person, you would write their number down on your card, and if they also wrote your number down, the people who organized it would put you in contact with each other via email. I mentioned in my last vlog that I had to switch history tutorials. I think it was my last one. It was either 2 or 3 that I had to switch tutorials because of class conflict, and this past week, I went to my first one in the new classroom, and it was okay. It was slightly awkward because the tutorial leader, instructor, however you want to call it, sent me all the readings except one, and that was the one when we split off into groups that was the main topic of my group, so I couldn't contribute to the conversation. And it was nice because she later emailed me and apologized and was like, I just realized I didn't send you to read the Magna Carta, I'm so sorry. But she seems really nice, and yeah, it was okay. Slightly awkward because I couldn't really say much because I wasn't completely informed, but it was okay. I have some good news and some bad news. Good news is I got some really neat gifts for Valentine's Day from some of you in the mail. My alum from Sweetbriar sent me some things, which was very sweet of her. I have what it came in right here. It is a felt envelope, and I thought that was really cool. I really like it. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I can use it for the rest of the year. And my mom sent me some stuff that I really loved, a lot of candy and some stuff I had asked for. And I recorded unboxing all of it, but none of the audio was there. So I'm gonna have to figure out whether I'm going to do a voiceover or just have to dump it, because I don't think I can save the audio. I don't think it was ever recorded. I don't think there's a way for me to salvage the audio. But I'll look into it, and if you have a preference of whether you would like it to still be posted with a voiceover or whether it should just be buried, let me know in the comments. Either way, I really appreciate everyone who signed the card that was in my mom's package. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mom, for sending me all the things, and thank you, Tiffany, for all the Valentine's Day gifts. I really appreciate all of it. I have been using the Valentine's Day cards that came in my package from my alum. I don't really have a lot of people I know well enough to give cards, but I made one for my roommate that I came with and decorated it on the inside. Well, I drew in it. And I made one for my neighbor as well because she's really cool. I don't know her that well, but she seems really cool. So as you probably have guessed, today is Sunday because that's when I'm trying to stick really hard to record. I'm really trying to stick recording on Sundays to post on Tuesday. And so yesterday was Saturday, and I got to see Deadpool yesterday, and it was amazing. I really, really loved it. I'm not going to give any spoilers. I won't say details or anything that will ruin it for anybody. But I will say, I think they really made amends for how they really screwed up Wade in X-Men The Wolverine Origins. I am really happy with how it turned out because Deadpool is probably my #1 favorite all time. It wasn't perfect. I think there are things that probably could have been different, but as far as casting and characterization, I don't think they could have done better. It was just a couple plot things that bothered me and structure things that bothered me, but it really wasn't a big deal. And I really, really enjoyed it. Even though it was different than comic book canon, it still made sense to the character. And yeah, I can't wait to see the sequel that they've already signed a contract for. So today being Sunday, as is usual, I got up and recorded, I did one Let's Play before lunch, and then I went to the library to waste away for several hours. But I actually was pretty productive today. I was really proud of myself because I got a lot of reading done, and I feel like I also sent Valentine's online to a bunch of friends, so it wasn't all terrible. It was just lots of reading, so my eyes are very tired. I almost didn't record this today. I almost put it off till tomorrow, but I was like, no, you have a schedule. Stick to it. I didn't want to though, but I did because I love you guys and I appreciate that all of you watch this. So it's for you. But a cool thing that happened today. So those of you that watch my Let's Plays know I played a game called Sybil. Those of you that don't watch my Let's Plays have no idea what I'm talking about. But it's this really neat game that I got on Steam, and I follow the developer on Twitter. And really cool thing happened. She tweeted that it was on sale and put a link, and I retweeted it saying, hey, if you haven't played this, go play it. It's really thought-provoking and amazing. Go do it. And she replied and said, oh, thanks. And so, of course, I replied again. I was like, not a problem. It was really fun, and it made for a really interesting Let's Play. And she replied, oh man, I haven't seen it. And she said that she was gonna have to check it out, and I was just so excited because she's gonna watch my Let's Play of the game she made. That's so crazy. I'm really excited. So I sent her the link, and she favorited it, so I know she saw it. So I don't know if she's seen the video yet. I don't really have a way to confirm whether or not she's seen it other than looking at the views that it has, but I thought it was really, really cool that she wanted to check out my Let's Play. Her name is Nina Freeman, and she makes really interesting games because they're story-driven and not stereotypical action-adventure or romance or they're not anything normal. They target poignant real-life experiences of how complicated it can be to have an online relationship with somebody, or I can't think of any other games than Sybil that I could describe, but I know they're in a similar vein. And if you go look at my first Let's Play, I will put a link here. There's a link I put in the description of that Let's Play that goes to an article written about her specifically, as well as that game, I believe. So it's an interesting read, and she's a really interesting person, so I think it's worth checking out. Last thing on the agenda for this vlog is a question for you guys, slash, I need your help. I'm trying to come up with a cute title to call the Tuesdays that I post vlogs. I think it would make the vlogs more searchable, and I think it would just be really nice and cute to have a cute little name for the days that I post my vlogs. And it works out happily. It was not intentional that my name and username starts with a T, and I post on Tuesdays. So I think something can work, but I just don't know what. I don't know. Like Torisaurus Tuesday is the obvious one, and I think I said that the last time I posted. It wasn't received with any gross negativity or extreme positivity, like it just kind of happened. So I'm asking you guys, what do you think of Torisaurus Tuesdays? Do you want vlog days to be called that? I also considered, because my full name is actually Victoria, maybe Vic Tuesdays, but maybe that's kind of weird. I don't know. This is for you guys. So, I mean, it's for me a little bit, but it's more for you guys. So whatever you think, leave a comment down below, and I will happily read it and consider. I think that wraps it up for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I know these can get a little tedious sometimes, and I know I'm not the best at editing or coming up with things to talk about. So if you're watching this, thank you. I really appreciate it. Really, I do. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button or share it with a friend, and if you haven't already, subscribe if you feel like it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye!